Okay, today we are working on a 2002 Chevy Venture minivan, and we are going to be replacing the fuel pressure regulator, which is this guy right here. And this van has a 3400 V6 engine, which is the 3.4 liter engine. And the tools we're going to need are two 24 millimeter open end or combination wrenches, such as this one here, or in this case I'll be using an adjustable wrench, such as this one here. Although I'm not very fond of adjustable wrenches for automotive work, because it's not a really heavy duty wrench. They always have a plate, and you got to be adjusting them constantly, and you can't put a lot of torque on it. But in this case, I don't have a second 24 millimeter handy, and this one it's a special type of adjustable wrench. It's actually a combination between the locking pliers, the old better known as vice grips, locking type pliers, and an adjustable wrench. So sort of the hybrid. So I'm going to be using this instead of my second 24 millimeter wrench. We also need to depressurize our system, and the easiest way to do that is to turn on the engine and remove the fuel pump fuse or the fuel pump relay. Either one of those, you can remove it and then let it idle until it dies, until the engine dies, and then your system will be depressurized. So we also want to disconnect our negative battery terminal, and always disconnect the negative battery terminal. We need to do that when we're working on the fuel system, and it's a good idea many times to do it when we're just working on the engine, to make sure there are no short circuits. You don't short circuit your wrench to the positive battery terminal. So and also we have a BC fire extinguisher on hand. You always should have a BC on hand when you're working on the fuel system. And what we need to do is remove the vacuum fitting. And one of the ways that one of the things that gave this pressure regulator away is I was diagnosing a separate problem, and when I removed the vacuum hose here, fuel came out, and fuel should never come out of here, because this is the diaphragm, which is controlled by the vacuum of the engine, and if any fuel comes out of here, nothing's coming out now, but I've already depressurized the system, but the fuel should never come out of this line here. If it does, it means there's a rupture diaphragm, and fuel is seeping into the vacuum chamber, and also getting sucked into the engine with the engine vacuum right here through this, and that'll actually create a rich condition. It's an unauthorized fuel that is going actually into the directly into the intake manifold, and that'll create a rich condition and actually throw out all the fuel trim and all that good stuff. So we'll remove that hose, and we'll remove this one. We'll take this one out of the way too, the PCV valve here. somewhere where they won't be blocking the view. And then we need to remove this bolt. And some people will have you remove the throttle cables and even remove the throttle body and the duct right here, the air duct, and all these other things. But it's not really necessary. In keeping with the Izzy's Garage tradition to remove as little as possible and get the job done as quickly and as easy as possible, we're gonna do just that. We're gonna just remove just the bare minimum of parts so we can finish the job and finish it quicker and easier. And another tool that we'll need is a Torx T30. Get a shot of that. A Torx T30 bit, and I'm using it with a little set. It's very handy. This little ratchet. And actually, this one, believe it or not, both of these tools, this one and this one, you can get it at Walmart. So Hyper Tough for this one is a 34-piece little set. So comes in real handy for a tight place like this, because I can tell you, these engineers were just really wanted it to suck it to us mechanics. They really wanted to suck it to us, and right here is really difficult to get a normal bit, such as this one here. One way you could do it is like this, with a contraption like this. You can also get to it, but it's actually not even getting straight in there. Can be done, but with a universal joint and several adapters. So this one is much easier. Tiny ratchet, you can get right in there. And there's your Torx screw. And some of you may be asking yourself, isn't it easier to get that fitting out first? And it really isn't, because what happens once you get that Torx screw bolt out of there, you can actually wiggle this baby out. And this baby's tied to a flexible, actually to a steel line, but it's hooked to a plastic fuel line coming in right here. I don't know if you can see me wiggling that. So that line is very flexible. It goes to the gas tank. So once we remove that Torx bolt, then we're able to get our wrench in there much easier than under there. So we'll get our wrenches in there. Counterclockwise, which is a bit this way. And we'll just squeeze. And there we go. Easy. once we loosen that, no problem at all. Just wiggle this out of there. That's your pressure regulator. And we'll get our new one. And it has an O-ring here. You want to put some lubricant on there. Usually what I use is some like assembly gel, like transmission assembly gel, or petroleum jelly is a favorite as well. Let me get some of that. Okay, so we'll throw some petroleum jelly on this O-ring, and make sure our bore here is nice and clean. And we'll first connect our line here. This one goes in kind of tight, so click it there. It's usually better to fish the nut for the fitting. Make sure it's nice and tight, and get it started by hand. Make sure you don't cross thread it. If there's any resistance, just make sure that you overcome that, and then you'll get, sometimes there'll be a little resistance, but then it'll get loose if you have it. It'll loosen up if you have it threaded in correctly. Otherwise, just take it out and make sure that it is, and reposition it, that it is not cross threaded. As you can see, this is very, you can do this outside here like this, because this is very flexible right here. This line here, there's no problem getting that out there, as long as you don't bend that tubing. This is much easier getting the wrenches in here on this nuts than when it's already in place. And this will probably be easier with two of the normal open-end wrenches. If you happen to have two of them. And get that tight. Don't go crazy with it, because this is a long wrench. Putting a lot of torque on it. Then we'll kind of wiggle that in there, push it in place, get our torques. Throw this in place as well. Reset our little ratchet. Get that tight, and this is a handy little ratchet. It has a place for a Torx for the bit on one side, and it has a 1/4 inch drive on the other side. So nice little stubby ratchet that you can get into very tight places. And little plug in there for Walmart, huh? Free little plug. Tool review. So that's in place. Nothing else we need to hook up. That's why there's no reason to remove all this other stuff for no good reason. This is a good time also to replace your PCV valve. This one is good. If you don't hear a click, it's definitely dirty. It's stuck, and you can just replace it. And put that in there. Put our vacuum connection back in. And some of them, like this one, I'll have to get another vacuum elbow here. There's always some kind of these engineers are just so wonderful with those mechanics. This one it's too loose. It's actually the tubing here is thinner than the old one, and it's just way too loose. The other one was nice and tight, so we'll have to get a new elbow fitting for here, or we'll have a vacuum leak, and that regulator won't work well, and we'll actually have a vacuum leak to the engine. See the older one here, the fitting is much tighter. It's actually real tight there, so we'll have to get another one of these rubber fittings to fit. And other than that, I think we're pretty much all done. Nothing else was taken off. Just double check that you reconnected everything. The only other thing we need to do is reconnect our negative battery terminal, and then we'll cycle the key 2 or 3 times to prime the system, get the pump to pressurize the fuel rail, and then look for leaks. Once you pressurize the system, if there's any leaks, you'll see them right here. And start the engine and just double check again and look for any leaks and fix them if you need to. And I think that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this video was helpful, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and thumbs up if you like the video. And as always, try to stay clean. Just try.